A brief history on the French Revolution and British North America's involvement. From 1783 to 1788, France was dealing with a great deal of debt and had plenty of financial difficulties to deal with. Louis XVI of France was forced to call the Estates Generals due to a majorly reduced overseas empire and to make an attempt to fix France's finances. The king was stripped of most of his power when his talks failed to please the people. Austria was opposed to the thought of the revolution and was seen as a threat to France, so in 1792, on April 20th, France elected to wage war against Austria. Their conflict would soon include most of Europe. However, there were pro-democracy advances being made in countries within the borders of the war, but were quickly ignored. The war continued until 1814 or 1815, when Napoleon was defeated, and the brother of the executed King Louis XVI of France was restored to the throne as King Louis XVII. The monarchy would be demolished further on down the road. The wars that took place between 1792 and 1815 were not only land-based wars, but also naval battles. There were 87 naval battles, but only 25 campaigns and operations. Sardinia, Toulon, Guernsey, May 1794, Glorious 1st of June, and the Gulf of Roses are just to name a few. Most of the naval wars were between France and Great Britain. Although there were threats of France's navy making advances on British North America, it did cause Great Britain to renovate their fort. However, France never made it that far. Recently, I was on vacation in Halifax for a university tour and a wedding. I thought this would be also a great opportunity to visit historical sites. Two of them were both linked to the French Revolution. The Halifax Citadel, also known as Fort George, named after the late King George of England, as well as the old burying grounds where many of the British troops are buried. Now, the Halifax Citadel was first built in 1749, when Citadel Hill was first fortified by the British. The original fort was built of wood and was small compared to the size it is now. The second citadel was built in 1776. It was remodeled because Britain felt there could be a threat from the American Revolution. During this time, the fort caused Halifax to be given the nickname Warden of the North. It was much larger than the first, but still smaller than the finals. The third citadel was planned in 1793 and built in 1794 with the help of the Jamaican Maroons. Jamaican Maroons were escaped slaves. They ran away from their Spanish-owned plantations when the British took the Caribbean island of Jamaica from Spain in 1655. The word maroon comes from the Spanish word cimarrones, which means mountaineers. Jamaican Maroons then moved up to Canada and are still here. The third citadel not only set out the final layout for the fourth citadel, but was also built because of the French Revolution. Britain felt the naval battles taking place during the French Revolution could lead the French to British North America. Support was set up on the eastern coast, which is also where the main Navy base for Canada is now. An interesting fact about the citadel is every day at noon, the British Royal Artillery fires off a cannon in recognition of all the troops that were ever placed at the citadel. The old burying grounds were founded in 1749 and belong to the St. Paul's Church. There are over 12,000 graves, but only 1,300 headstones. The cemetery closed in 1844. There are many notable people buried there, including 2 Halifax residents who were killed in the Crimean War. But there were 3 people buried from the French Revolution Wars, 1792 to 1802, and 3 people from the Napoleonic Wars, 1803 to 1815. The men who died during the French Revolution were Lieutenant Benjamin James of the Royal Nova Scotia Regiment. He died in 1797 trying to rescue people in the HMS Tribune. Charles Thomas of His Royal Majesty 7th Royal Fusiliers Regiment died in combat. And James Brace Sutherland, who died in 1798. His father was Captain Andrew Sutherland of the Port James was only 16 and one of his father's crewmen. During the Napoleonic Wars, 3 people in the old burying grounds died serving Britain. Lieutenant Colonel James Fullerton died during the Battle of Waterloo, and John James Snodgrass, who also died in the Battle of Waterloo. Lieutenant Major Johnson of Thornhill died in 1812. He was a part of HM 99, Prince of Wales Regiment.
Signal gun ready, Sergeant Major! Time, number 1!